All right, guys. Here are the answers to the chapter 4.1 and 4.2 reveal. You can go through this video and kind of pause it to double check. But I'm not going to go through each question. They are all here, taken directly from the textbook. So if you used our notes or guided reading or looked at the textbook, you should have something similar. Again, defining a bunch of traits, heredity, genetics, identifying the parts of a plant, what fertilization is, getting into how Mendel crossed the different plants, defining purebred, what was Mendel's conclusions, defining a gene, defining alleles, understanding what controls the organism's traits, differences between the dominant allele and recessive allele, what a hybrid is, specifically how do we represent the different alleles. Remember that we use a capital letter for dominant and a recessive letter, and a lowercase letter for recessive. How Mendel's experiments were significant, what is he known as, and then getting into section 4.2 on probability. What is probability? How is it related to genetics? Then using a Punnett square, what that is. How can we use that to predict outcomes? What a phenotype and genotype is, and then going along with that, what homozygous and heterozygous mean. I also included what the allele combinations might look like for homozygous and heterozygous. Then we have codominance. Then in our Punnett square situations here, I have it set up for Molly and Marvin. You're looking at the crosses. So based on how you cross those alleles, you should see that there's a 0% chance that they will have a green-eyed baby because there's those dominant alleles, so they are going to mask any of those recessive alleles that show up. Then for Samantha and Stanley, they are twins, and neither of their parents have freckles. Stanley doesn't have freckles, but Samantha does, which is that recessive trait. So I worked backwards. I typed in Samantha's, the 2 recessive alleles first, and then I understand that that can only happen when the 2 parents are heterozygous, so when each of them have a dominant and a recessive allele. So you can see that Punnett square set up how I filled it in. And then my explanation just states that if both of their parents are heterozygous, then there's the chance that one of their offspring will get freckles because of the homozygous recessive alleles showing up. Okay. If you have any questions about your review, please let me know. We can go over any of those questions specifically. Otherwise, you can go through and pause this video to check your answers.